Okay. So far in our sessions, we have discussed about the basics of Docker, like introduction to Docker, what is Docker, images, container, right? How to pull a image, create a container out of it, right? Like how to delete the containers, how to delete images, what is tagging, like that we have discussed, like Docker Hub, right? We have discussed all the basics. Now let's dig more into this containers parts today, right? So now, right, I'm going to take one CentOS container and work with that. Now let me tell you one thing. So far, when we created a containers, right, when we created that Hello World container using Hello World image, we created a container, right? So okay. So now, when we were dealing this Hello World container, right? The container is the image is developed like the container has to be created, print something, print some text, and stop the container. But if it is a real-time container like Jenkins or something, or Java application or something, right? I should not stop the container immediately. It should be running. It should be running all the time, right? So for example, let me take one example. Going forward, we'll do many, but for now, let me tell you, I want to run CentOS as a container. In last class also, I have showed you. I want to run CentOS itself as a container, right? But let me take till here, right? So this is how we create a containers, right? Right. I want to create a container. So sudo, I need to, even today, let me use sudo. I'll tell you how to remove the sudo. Uh, it is a small command we have to run, but I want to show something. Okay, let's see that later. For now, let me go with the sudo only. So sudo docker, right? Okay, run, not right here. I have to remove that. Run. This is how we create a container, right? Docker run image and tag, right? So let me do this. Let me do this. So I'm going to create a container. Why this error? Why this error? Can someone tell me? It is asking to see Docker help also. Let me see the help
Did
also.
you start Docker service?
Sorry,
Is Docker service running? I mean,
I'm not asking you. You no need to cross question me. I'm asking what might be the reason.
I guess Docker is not running.
Yeah, yes, that's service Docker start. Okay, okay, Docker in startup state. So that is the reason it will throw that error. Now I want to create a container. So this is how I create a container. Okay. Now let me check one thing, whether the CentOS container is there or not. Right. So sudo docker yes minus a. So now if you see last week, right, in last sessions, we have created one my container that is in exited state. Just now, 8 seconds ago, we created this container with that Docker has given this name. It also created the exited state. Now, if I want a CentOS as a container, CentOS as a container. Now, if I create the container and immediately after creating, if the container get into exited stopped statements, what is the use? No use, right? So I want to keep the container in a running state. Means I want to create a container, but I want to keep it in a running state in the background, right? So now you can use minus IT. D is the options. I means interactive, T means terminal, D means detached. Means interactive. IT means interactive terminal. Means your container should be in the running state. Means the container, whatever I'm trying to create, hyphen T, interactive terminal means the container should be in a interactive terminal. Means it should be in a running state, right? If you get just only IT, you observe here where I am. I'm on my Docker host. I'm on my Docker host. If I give this, now see where I am. I'm inside the container. Now I'm inside the container as a root user. This is I entered inside the container. Now if you type ls, yeah, it's there. Now I want to come out of this. Control PQ you type. Okay. Okay, I came out of the container. Now if I type okay, now you see here the container is up and running state. Up and running state. Now while creating the container, if you give if you give -it, what will happen? Immediately after creating the container, what will happen? Our terminal will enter inside the container. Yes or no? That is what we have seen, right? Immediately after executing the container, I have seen the container is running. Means immediately I entered into the container and the container was in running. So now I came out of the container. Still the container is running. Yes or no?
Yes.
Have you
Yes, sir.
observed this, guys? When I typed -it, immediately after creating the container, I was inside the container. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Now what my question is, my point is, I don't want to enter inside the container immediately. I want to run my container. My container has to be in the running state. The container has to be in the running state. But immediately after creating I should not be there inside the container. I'll get inside the container later. So in such cases, you have to give -itd, right? Detached mode. Now we observe here. My container has been created with this big ID, but you observe, am I inside the container now? Am I
No.
inside the container?
No.
Magical landline is the container which is already created. Now I created one more container. See, if you give only -it, it will immediately enter inside the container after creation. But if I give -itd, the container will be in interactive terminal mode, but it is in a detached mode, means in the background. Now for type docker ps -a, right? See, these two containers are up and running. This is 2 minutes ago. This one, magical, this one, right? Next, this is just now I created. Just now I created 2 containers are there. So have you understood what is the difference between -it and -itd? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you immediately after creating the container, if you want to enter inside the container, you have to use -it, interactive terminal. You want to run the container in the background, but not, you don't want to enter inside the container immediately. So -itd, detached mode. Now if I use -itd for hello world image, does it make any sense? No, the container is, the image is developed like it has to print and stop it. Even after printing, the container has done the job. So even if I enter the container, no use. So based on the type of the functionality, how the image is designed, you have to use this -itd. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I have this containers. Now these containers are running. While creating the container, if you want to enter inside the container, I can use -it. But I used -it, I came out the container, or else I've used -itd, right? My containers are running state. Now I'm on Docker host. Now I want to enter inside the container. Not at the time of creating the container. My container is already running. Now I want to enter inside this container. In this case, you have to use one command called as docker attach. You have to use docker attach either container ID or name, anything, either this name of the container or else container ID, anything you can use. So docker attach container ID and name. Okay, you want to get inside the container. But once you enter inside the container, where you should be, right? For example, so okay, anyways, that depends on okay, let me tell you. So if you give like this, right, go on mute. Okay, so after getting inside the container, where we should be, like a bash shell or something, right? So that way, that will be dependent on how the cmd command will be there. Okay, I'll discuss few more commands. You'll understand that when I show you that how to create our own custom image. Or else if you don't want that, you can give some extra parameter here. Okay, we'll see that. So now I'm going to enter inside the container using attach command. So I'm on my docker host. Now where I am inside the container, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So like this, if I want to come out of this, you can type exit. But if you type exit, what will happen is it will stop the container and come back. All right. So it has stopped this container. So if you don't want to stop the container and exit, you have to type control PQ, control P plus Q, right? Control PQ. Okay. Now, have you understood how to create a container, how to enter inside the container after creation, how to create a container and keep it in running in the background, Once the container is running state, how to enter inside the container using Docker attach. Have you understood, guys?
Yes, sir. Sir, attach is used only when running or exited also.
Uh-huh.
Attach command
See,
is used
You,
when the container is
in
running.
running state. If it is in stopped state, how can you enter? You cannot. Okay.
Okay.
So now the same container, if you type C, it is saying you cannot attach to the stopped containers. Start it first. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have again this container running. I want to get inside this container, right? Docker attach container ID. You give it. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now again, while creating the container, you have to specify this parameter. Like Docker run means -it image name. This parameter is optional here. So let me copy this. Right? So this option, I said, right, most of the time, image name will be the last parameter. Only few cases will pass extra parameter. Okay, we'll see this. Now, what does this mean is Docker run -it CentOS 7. So far, we have seen this, right? I want to create a container. The image it has to use to create the container is CentOS 7, and it has to be direct to terminal. But once it enters inside the container, which it has to means which shell it has to go. Some parameter we can use bin/bash. It will go there, right? If you don't pass this, what will happen is while creating the image, they have given one default parameter. It will use that, right? It will use that. If you don't use that, then it will be using this. Means if you want to override the default parameter, you can pass extra parameter here. If you don't pass this here, then it will use the default parameter. Okay, you remember this. This is one of the important question. What is the difference between CMD and entry keywords? So at that time, I'll discuss about this. Okay, what is the difference if you pass extra parameter, if you don't pass that? If you pass extra parameter here, the default parameter in the image will be overridden by this. If you don't pass it, the default parameter will be used. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I want to remove a container. So how to remove a container?
RM, Docker RM, container name.
Yes, -a. So I want to delete this containers. So first I'll take this container ID, Docker RM, right? The container is in stopped state already. The container is in stopped state already. So I can remove it. Okay, fine. No problem. I want to remove one more container. I'll take this. I'll take this. I'll remove it. Oh, sorry, it copied this one. So if I have one or two containers, I can remove like this. I can remove like this. What if I have plenty of stopped containers? I want to remove them. All right. So it's not so easy. So there are some commands using those. We can remove many of the containers at a time. Okay, I'll show you that. But for now, let me quickly remove these two only. And I'll tell few basics commands, and then I'll go and show you how to remove multiple containers at a time. Okay, you observe here, I'm deleting one by one. So instead of that, there are few commands using some commands manipulation and all, we can delete multiple containers at a time. Okay, now I have only one container, that is running container. So if I want to delete this, if I try to delete like this, what it will tell? If I try to remove the container directly, what it will tell?
Container is in running state.
Yes, container is in running state. You cannot either stop it and remove or else forcibly remove it. I want to stop it and then remove. So for how to stop the container is using stop command. Stop the container. Okay, it will stop the container. You have to wait for some time. It will stop the container. So once the container is stopped, then you can remove using Docker RM. Understood, guys? So now the container has been stopped. Right? If you type Docker ps -a, yes, it is in stopped state. Now you can go ahead and remove that container. Okay. On the same container, I'm going to remove. Right now, if I type Docker ps -a, I have no containers. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now I want to search for the images. right? You know, right? You know how to search for the images. If I want to search for an image, you can go to Docker Hub and search for the images. Like I want this image, like hello world image or some other image. You can go and search, right? So you will go here. You'll go here and Docker Hub and search it here. Okay. Docker Hub. So we'll go here and search. Right, in the Docker Hub, we'll search in general. But if you don't want to search for the images, right, from the Docker Hub, directly want to search from here itself, here in the console, right, wherever your Docker commands are you're running, right, from there also you can search for images like this. Docker search and the image name. If you type, it will search for that image. Docker search, here you are giving Jenkins, right? Jenkins, right? So like this will search, right? From here also you can search like this. Docker search Jenkins. It will give all the images. I don't want all, I want only top 10 commands. So head, you know, right, how to use the pipeline, pipe symbol to combine the two commands, right? In Linux, we have discussed. So head -10 you can give. So it is going to give top 10 commands. So on the filters, it is going to give top 10 commands. You can see that star rating. So which has more stars, it is coming on top. Okay, this is official image, right? This is official image. Jenkins instead something it is saying. So it is saying this image is deprecated. Instead of this, you use this one. It is saying you use this one, right? It is saying this. Okay, we'll see this. So you know, right, how to search for the images also like this. Now I want to get only filters also. You can apply only the images which has 500 stars, right? More than 500 stars you can give like this. And even when you are searching like this also, when searching like this, the description it is giving only little bit of description it is giving. You don't want to use that. If you want to get full description, then you can pass like this --, no trunk, means no truncate, means don't truncate the description. I want full description. So like this, it is going to give that full description also, like at least if whatever is visible here, right? So you can go on, you apply filter also. So either you can directly go and search from the Docker Hub, or else you can use search command to search for the images, right? Next. Okay, come back. We'll see few more images. Now I have multiple containers. Right? So let me create few containers. Okay, sorry. Sudo docker run CentOS :7. So let me run few containers. Okay. Okay, and didn't remove many of the containers. Let me show once again. Now see, you see here, I have 4 containers created using same image or some of whatever it is. I have created 4 containers. One is up and running, other 3 are in exited state. Now, if I have hundreds of containers like this, So if I type docker ps -a, it is going to list all the containers. Now I don't want to do that. I want to filter the containers with some name, right? You can docker ps -a. You can apply filter like this, -filter, -filter, name equal to Jenkins you can give. So -filter, name equal to some name, right? Charming, this one, this name is there, right? I said you can give custom names for the container. So if you give custom names, you can directly give the custom name like this. So it is going to list only the container which has that name. Or else you can use combination also, star like this. So you can give -filter exited equal to 0, means all the exited containers, or status running containers. It will list only running containers. You can pass state equal to pass. You can pass the container also. This is also very important. See, I have a container. So let me open 2 terminals. I'll compare easily and show you. So these are like extra commands. You don't need to learn mandatorily, but it is good to learn. Okay, let me. 1 second. Let me get inside that container. Let me open one more terminal. This interview question also important for real time as well. See, I am opening two terminals. Two terminals. You observe here. Let me expand it a bit. I'll open one more terminal. All right, let me show you. Okay, you observe here. I have two terminals, right? Here, I'll enter inside the container. Here, I'll enter inside this container. How to enter into the container?
Docker attach.
Docker attach this container.
Container ID. I'm copying it here and pasting it here. Right? I'm inside the Docker container. Now what I'll do is here sudo docker pass. See here, before this, if I execute ls, I'm inside the container, right? You observe I'm inside the container. I'm typing ls, it is getting executed. Now what I'm going to do is sudo docker ps. Okay, this is only the running container, right? So what I'll do is I'll take this container ID, sudo docker pass. Okay, I'm giving container. I'm going to pass the container. The container is in passed state, right? It has been passed. Now, if I type ls here, no, see here, the cursor is blinking here. Now type I typed ls touch hello.txt executed, enter, not printing. So what I'll do is now I'll unpass the container. So you can pass the container for some time. You can unpass the container again using unpass command. Now you observe here, whenever I unpassed, everything got executed immediately. So you can pass the container, right, using docker pass command. Once you pass the command, now once you pass the container using pass command, after that, if any commands are going to execute on the container, those commands will be passed, means the commands will be stored. Container will not execute. Those will be stored. Whenever you unpass the container using unpass command, those commands, whatever you have executed when the container was in pass state, right, those will be executed immediately. Have you observed this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So when you can pass the container using docker pass command. So once you pass the container, right, the container will get enter into passed state, and whatever the commands you execute, those will not be executed. Whatever commands you run, those will not be executed. It will be stored. But whenever you unpass the container, immediately all those will be executed. Understood? Okay. That is how. Next, docker top command. What is Linux top command? Okay, let me come out of this container first. I'm inside the container. Okay, what is top command in Linux?
Top running processes.
Yeah, it will show top running processes. Now, if you want to see what are all the processors running inside the container, top processes, right? Sudo docker top, either container ID or name. If you give is docker top command, inside the container, what are all the processes running which are consuming more CPU? Those will be displayed here. Okay, so that is docker top. So I have showed you docker top. Statics, if you want to see the CTP relation, the stats and all, you can execute docker stats container ID and attach. Just now I showed you how to enter inside the container. Now the container is in running state or in some other hanged or some whatever it is, you want to kill the container. Docker kill container ID. You want to see the right. This is a command kill. You want to kill the container. This one, right? Like same kill command in Linux. You want to kill the container. You can use docker kill container ID or container name. And this is very much important. I want to see the logs of the container. I want to see the logs of the container, right? So what my container has did, right? So docker, first let me get the container ID. So this container, I want to see the logs for this, right? How to do that is sudo docker logs. This is too much important. How you debug a container, right? So you debug like this, docker logs container ID or name. If you give it,
it will show inside the container what else has happened. What else has happened means whatever you executed inside the container so far. I executed ls, again I executed ls, and then this commands I executed inside the container. So it will list those commands or actions, whatever you have performed inside the container, Docker logs. Next, one more thing is there. I want to know the complete details. I want to debug my container in detail, right? Docker inspect is the command. Docker logs, it will show the logs, what action has been performed on your container. But Docker inspect, this is too much important command, Docker inspect. So it will give the complete details of your container, right? So it is going to show this ID. This is the complete your Docker ID, but we are seeing only simple ID, right? If I type Docker PS, if I type this, sudo Docker PS, right, it is giving this container ID 70, some 12 digits it is giving, I think 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 12 digits it is giving, but actually it is this much big. Your container ID is this much big, but in that only the first 12 characters it has picked. Okay, now the container has been created at this time. The default path, like while entering inside the container attach command, right, at that time we can pass extra parameter. If you don't give that, it will take the default path, right? This is something like this. Arguments have you passed, what is this argument, we'll see later. The container status in running state, right? So like this, how many times it has restart, is it restarting? No, right? Is it in passed state? No. Like that, it is going to give all the details, right? When it has started, right? What image has been used to create the container, some path, host name. What is this? We'll see many things from this, right? Like this. So which network mode, default, right? Like this, it is going to give so many things. It is going to give full complete information about your Docker, like which network it is using. We'll see about the network also. Like this, it is going to give the complete details, and the container IP. The container IP also. I'll discuss about this container IP now. Have you understood, guys? So like this, Docker logs is a command which will list whatever actions you have performed inside the container. Docker logs, container ID or container name. Docker inspect, container ID or container name. It will give complete details about your container. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And remember, whenever you create a Docker, there will be one network. I'll discuss about this in detail later, right? There will be one default network. So it will have some IP. Network is what? Some range of IP addresses. Right here, the private IP addresses. What is this private public IPs? We'll see in more in AWS, right? There will be some group of IP addresses in the network. Network is nothing but group of IP addresses. For example, a network, there will be one default network. For example, if it has 100 networks, whenever you create a container, it will assign one IP of that network to that container, right? So total, if the network capacity is 100 IP address, you can create not actually, but nearly 100 IP address, 100 containers. So why not exactly 100? Less than 100 only we create. Why, that I'll discuss later. For now, you remember, like the network has 100 IP addresses. If example, the network has 100 IP addresses, maximum you can create 100 containers inside that network. Why? Because each container will get one IP address, right? So if all IP addresses are utilized, you cannot create more containers inside that. Okay, remember that. So the interview question also will be like this: how many containers you can create a Docker, right? That doesn't depend on the Docker. That depends on the network, right? And if your RAM is only 4 GB RAM, and you can create 100 containers, yes, it will create, but no, many will not be running, right? So the capacity is not enough, but you can create, no problem, right? So like that, the number of containers, how many you can create on your Docker depends on the network, right? And how they work, that depends on the capacity of your host, base OS, right? Okay. So now, as one IP address is assigned to one container, even though I created multiple containers using same image. Just now we have seen, right? We have created multiple containers. So if I create 2 containers, CentOS containers, which are in running state, once if I enter into one container and create a folder, and if I go to some other container and see that, there won't be that folder, because 2 containers are isolated. Even though you have created 2 containers in same image, they are totally different. They have different private IP address, different things. They are totally different, not related to each other at any cost. Even they have different IP addresses as well. Okay. Okay. So you remember that. Okay. So next, you rejoin back. I'll discuss more about the containers parts. Okay, we'll discuss. I just showed you how to stop the container, how to start the container and restart